Hello traders, right, this is a really off the cuff response to a tweet from Mike. And hi Mike, I didn't intend to sort of make this video, so apologise if it is a little bit disjointed and possibly vague, if you like, because literally I'm doing this. I haven't studied any of these charts as a result of this monthly dashboard, but you mentioned to me that what jumps out at you, and I was about to write an answer. I'm a little bit rushed today, I've got things to do, and if you remember from right at the start of all this, I hate writing, really, and because you have to produce, threads of 240 or 280 character tweets, as you know, and it gets a little bit laborious. So initially I hadn't looked at anything, and I haven't looked in depth of short of a couple of 20-second glance at NZD and AU and Euro USD on that dashboard. So back to the dashboard, and initially all I look for in these dashboards, whether it's a weekly one at the end of the week or the weekend ready for the following week, a daily, overnight, or H4s intraday, I'm just looking for the old diehards, if you like, the 3 or 4 things that I look for, which is long wicks, 3 CRs, big candles into supply or demand, and inside bars, and anything else that might look interesting. Dojis, I suppose, something like that, in indecision. So initially what I could see was these massive monthly wicks here, and wicks can mean a few things, to be honest with you. They can mean opportunities to fill, or they can mean the buyers have overwhelmed the sellers. In other words, the sellers had a go, pushed it all the way down there, and the buyers had to go back. Often this is good for shooting stars or hammers. A lot of people trade those, James 16 on Forex Factory and so on and so forth. So inside bars would be one, so I've just noticed literally off the cuff that that's an inside bar there. 3 CRs, as I say, I can't see any monthly 3 CRs at the moment, but like I said to you, all I do on my Twitter feed is try and provoke thought and try and emulate my thought processes over all these years as to what's happened. That's interesting as well. That's just looking at that, you can clearly see it's an outside bar. The high breaks the high of that, I think it does, and the low breaks the low. It's a massive outside bar as well. It's broken that whole range of candles there. Same here, in fact, and it looks like possibly the same there. So you could look for engulfing bars as well, all sorts of different candle patterns, many that I don't even mention because they're not really something I've ever specialised in, but actually that looks like a 3 CR there, so that's good for a bounce on ETH. That's a 3 CR there as well. There's the penultimate high, ultimate high. Then we've come and broken and closed below the low of the penultimate the penultimate candle, and you can see we are actually bouncing here and bouncing there, so no surprises there either. So a couple of 3 CRs on ETH and BTC. You mentioned Euro USD looking ready for potential bounce, I think, and let's have another look at what you... I like the continuing strength, and use want to continue in strength like the AU and Euro USD. USD strength would mean these would drop. Well, I'm looking at this sort of situation. Here is another one, like 3 falling candles, red high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, so that potentially a pullback to the north side. Strong move down there, so like you say, dollar strength. Actually that would indicate dollar weakness, wouldn't it? New Zealand dollar pulling back up, and USD possibly going down. Now this always miffs me, the lack of data on my particular broker here. So I see markets, but I would possibly bring up the dollar index on Hugo's Way and see what that looked like pattern wise, but that's just an aside there. What's happening? What else? So yeah, these 3 falling candles here, good for a pullback. You can see that we talked about that in the 3CR situation as well. So that's all I use these for, Mike, is, to be honest with you. I'm looking for long wicks, big candles. There's none really that jump out at me, inside bars, and then I can just do an in-depth 3CRs, as I say, and then I can just do an in-depth analysis. So that is it. It's as simple as that. And if that was a weekly chart, I'd be doing the same, approaching it in the same way. And I tend, the other thing, I tend not to build a big picture because I'm a scalper. The reason I mentioned this monthly was literally it's the first day of the month, and that should be something that every trader is aware of what's going on. It can be a complete change of direction. As you can see, this is potentially time for this to change, and a monthly 3CR, that is a massive thing, because a pullback can go on for 30 days, as you can see, or it could go on for 2 or 3 months and then continue on down again. So all those little things in the back of my mind. Anyway, I hope that sort of answers your question, Mike. I don't want to go into too much detail about what the individual pairs and why they're doing what they're doing. Again, here's a good one. GBP, massive uptrend, low high high, low high high high, low high high, 3 rising candles. If that was a quarterly chart, that would be one big massive quarterly bar there, if you think of it like that. So is that, so is that, so is that, which again would suggest overextension. So all I'd do is look at GBP NZD, look to see whether this was smashing into some sort of selling area, a supply area, and then see whether I could get a pullback. So all of these are suggesting the same thing: overextension, and then you've got, as I say, your wicks are just worth looking at for potential pullbacks either way. And the way I trade them is then just look for, if this was an hourly chart, say for example, I just look for a 5-minute reversal to the downside or a 5-minute reversal to the upside. Either or is just as good a possible trading opportunity. So the same goes for the monthly, really, except you use the weekly charts to decide which way to trade, and so on and so forth. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.